In the beginning, I was thinking cactus blossom, but then, if people do it in a different color, then it really is not looking like a cactus. Hi friends, and welcome to the Lopsided Crafter YouTube channel. My name is Erica, and this is my channel where I share all of my fiber related adventures, chaos, and lopsidedness. Welcome to episode 13. Going forward, all crafty chats will be posted to both channels, the Lopsided Crafter Illuminating channel and the Lopsided Craft. It's just easier for me to film one video and put them on both channels. If I have a tutorial or a review or a tool comparison that is specific to one craft over the other, it will be on that specific channel only. But of course, I will mention it in these crafty chats so that you know where to find that video. I've got a lot to share with you today. On the loom knitting side, I have not posted in a week and a half, and on the crochet knitting side, it's been a little bit longer. The majority of you know that my stepfather did pass away in March. I have been dealing with a lot of the aftermath with my mom as far as financials and things like that. And then she fell ill herself. And so I have been going back and forth, taking her to doctor's appointments and setting things up for that. So I did have to take a few weeks off from the loom knitting channel, and I never really got back into the crochet channel. And that is kind of why I decided to make these crafty chats host to both channels. Okay, I think that is where we get started. So if you've been following me on the gram, you know I have been posting my 30 minutes of crochet. And I was working on a shawl. And I am happy to say that I have finished it. I have decided to name it Appalachian Creek. The yarn and the stitches just kind of remind me of a creek bed in the Appalachian Mountains. And so that's what I decided to name it. I originally started working on this shawl for a friend of mine who is going to be giving it to somebody in her ministry as a prayer shawl. So it's so pretty. I really love the way that it came out. Really, really love it. I have already posted the pattern on Etsy if you are interested. But yeah, I just love it. I did start a mini wrap version of it. However, I ran out of yarn. I needed that much more. So the shawl and this was exactly 2 cakes of the Caron Blossom Cake in the color Radiant Rainbow. Each hank is 481 yards and 227 grams. So I was able to get the complete shawl out of 1 3/4. I had a little bit left, so I was trying to make like a mini wrap. Didn't quite make it. I don't want to go out and buy more yarn just to complete this row. So I am going to rip it out and start over with maybe a different stitch here on the side. I actually had to frog this several times while I was working on it because doing the popcorn stitch, every other stitch wasn't allowing enough yarn. I didn't even make it to the second double crochet row over here. So I can play around with it, maybe even putting one more double crochet in between the popcorns will give me enough. I believe I have about 50 stitches or so short. So I will be working on that because I wanted to use every bit of that yarn. I have decided that all of my extra yarn like this, I'm going to be making, if it's not already set for a blanket or something, I'm going to be making shawls and giving it to my friend Holly so that she can give them to the people in her ministry. So I will need to be working on that. Also on the crochet front, I am wanting to do either a snowflake Christmas blanket or a peppermint Christmas blanket. I have made the ever so infamous peppermint throw twice. The directions are so confusing. I think that's because when the pattern was actually made and the industry standards at that time, they wanted the designers to condense the instructions down as small as they could. But I think with a pattern like that, you really need more instructions to be able to understand it. I don't know that I really want to do it again. I've already made 2 of them over the years. I might try to come up with my own variation of it. Not necessarily that one, but a peppermint throw nonetheless. On the loom knitting front, I still have this sock that I am working on. Still haven't decided what I'm going to name it. It is living on the live stitch markers because I needed to move it from this loom to another loom in order to do the toe. And I have not yet filmed the 3 wedge heel for this tutorial, for this sock. If you're not familiar with loom knitting, the 3 wedge heel is similar to the Sweet Tomato heel by Kat Bordee. However, because it's on the loom, it is not increased and decreased in the same way. So I have that one, and I still have this one that is ready to do the heel for the filming. I have not had the time with everything going on. That is living in this bag by Tender Love Carrie. I do a lot of makeup bags from TJ Maxx as my project bags because they hold a lot of stuff. Also in loom knitting, I have this sock on the loom. This is Morning Lisa by Kara of Run With Stitches. I think I'm going to take this off the loom, and when I get to the knitting version of the video, you will understand why. I love this yarn. It is, after, by the name Morning Lisa. This is beautiful. I love it. I will have Kara's shop linked below. This is living in my lemon bag. Also on the loom knit side, I have finished one sock. This one was done on the loom. I believe I'm going to name it Wisteria Lane. That was suggested by Carrie of Happy Crafty Homemaker, and I really like that. In the beginning, I was thinking cactus blossom, but then, you know, if people do it in a different color, then it really is not looking like a cactus. Anyway, this is Knit Picks Fingering Stroll. The purple is Heather Paisley, the green, the dark green is Pea Pod, and the lighter green is Melon. This one was done on the knitting loom. This one is being done on the needles. Same stitch count, 64. Same length for the cuff. You can see that the purple here, which is the same amount of rounds that it is here, did make it just a little bit longer. For needles, I typically use 20 rounds for the cuff, 25 for the cuff on the loom. I wanted to make this the same as this so that I could compare to see what the difference was. The only obvious difference right now is the colors. I'm doing it opposite. I did just start the striping of this one, and I have decided that I'm putting in a different heel. I am going to be using one of my heel patterns that I like to use, one that I kind of figured out on my own. So that one will be in this pattern. I'm going to be releasing it as a loom knit pattern and a needle knit pattern. So that is one thing that I have on the needles. Let me see if I have anything else on the loom. I am trying to do 30 minutes a day of each one of my fiber related crafts. So that way I'm not ignoring the other ones. And I believe that is all. I did start another sock pattern here on the needles. It does have this cute little cable here in the back. That's really all I've gotten. This is Don't Be Coy by Kara of Run with Stitches. It is 437 yards. I've got my notes right over here. 80% extra fine merino wool and 20% recycled nylon. It is very soft and I love the color. I'm doing this on two 16-inch needles, just kind of playing around, like I said, with the cable. Not sure I'm going to keep it in there. May take it back out and try something different. But I do have that. I also recently wound the mermaid sock set from 3 by the Sea. Let me see if I can find the label in here. So that is 3 by the Sea Little Mermaid, and it is part of their 2026 mystery sock set on their Sanibel base. 75% merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards. So I haven't casted that on yet. I haven't decided if I want to do this on the loom or the needles. Did get some new needles to try out on Amazon. I got a couple different kinds here. Thought I was getting 9-inch circs, but I didn't. I didn't realize until I took them out of the package last night that they are 16-inch. So I did have to order some 9-inch in the size 2 for something else that I'm working on. But these are on Amazon, and I'm not really sure who makes them. But they do have the cable just like the Chalgu does. And I will have to say that the little bit of time that I did use it, they are fantastic. So this is a good dupe, and they are a lot cheaper. I'm talking like $5.95 versus, you know, your $20. The only one that I do have that is a 9-inch that is in the bigger size is this one. And it's actually 3 DPNs. I really don't want to do that. I originally got that set right here to actually use as a cable needle. But using these for a few projects, I'm actually pleasantly surprised by how well they work. So I will have these listed below in my Amazon storefront if you're interested, and if not, that's fine. Just it'll be there. And the last thing that I've got on the project horizon is this new sock pattern, and this is by Summer Lee Design. I believe she's just calling it leopard. Okay, yeah, the leopard sock. I saw it and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to make that. And that is where Kara's yarn has come into play. I showed you that I had it on the loom, and I had 2 balls of it caked up, and I just had to do this on the needles with her yarn, and this is what I've got so far. I know it's kind of hard to see the leopard print as of where I've got it, but with this yellow from Knit Picks and Kara's Morning Lisa, oh my gosh, that is gonna pop, and I love it. I am doing this on a 9-inch circ. I am not using the ideal size. I still have it on a US 1 2.25 millimeter because, as I stated earlier, I cannot find my US 2. My gauge is looser on a 9-inch than it is on a 16 or a 30-inch for Magic Loop. So I'm thinking that I will be okay knitting a couple of these rounds until that other size comes in today. And then I will just move over to the bigger needle because there's no way I'm going to finish this today. I might get one full chart repeat done. But see, my tension is very much looser on the 9-inch circ than it is on the other one. So I'm pretty sure I will be okay. Although, you know, like I said, it's not ideal. If you are using Magic Loop or 2 16-inch needles, you probably want to go up to the bigger size when you do the color work so that it will fit over your heel when you're putting the sock on. This does have a forethought heel, so when you get to a certain part, we'll put in waste yarn to mark where we want the heel to go. And I'm probably going to make the heels, toes, and cuffs this yellow. I'm excited the way this is turning out. I love it. I really, really love it. I can't wait to get further into it to actually show you. You can do color work on the loom. I just enjoy doing color work more on the needles than on the loom. With it being 9-inch, you have to hold it a little different, so I can't knit very long on the 9-inch because of the arthritis in my hands, but I do love the color work. So that is all that I have working on and finish objects and things like that. And I think that's about all I've got for you. But I want to know, before we go, what were you doing while watching this video? Were you working on a project? Maybe you were drinking a nice iced coffee, because let's face it, it is terribly hot outside. Even at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're already in the high 80s, almost 90s, and we are forecasted to be in the hundreds by the end of the week. I am not ready for it. And that is not real feel, that is real temperature. It is going to be hot. But as I said, that's all I've got for you. What were you doing while watching this video? Maybe consider watching one of these videos that's popped up, because YouTube seems to think that's what you want to watch next. And until next time, stay happy, stay cozy, and may all of your socks find their matches. Bye.